boy! Wimp.
I don't know why, but something is wrong.
Rule Britannia.
The TV is crazy and the truth has gone. I might be crazy, but I think we're done. There are people out there who are adverse to fun.
Communism is king.
It's on your news. Even your neighbor has been here. You can see it on YouTube. It's time to shine a light on all the things they don't want you. Tom Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next.
Commander Worf, don't be a cunt.
I'm having such a good time.
Kill everyone on the bridge.
Having a ball.
Fuck you, Mr. Rascal.
My name is Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
That's for people.
What can I do? People know love the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
What's true? That's why we gotta shine a light. Oh, shine a light, shine a light. We gotta shine a light. Oh, oh, yeah. Together forever. Yeah. Tom Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next. Yeah. Tom Generation Next. Beyond your channel. Zero news to now. Tom Generation Next. It's gonna shine a light. With you. Generation X.
Yo spells yo-yo. How you doing, everybody? I'm Tom Fury. This is Zero News. Don't know if we're going to get out, so I'm going to talk a little bit of bollocks for a moment to see if we can get some people on, but let me No sound? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then sound going in now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about now? Now I've got the microphone in. What about now I've got the microphone in? Are we... 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it working now? Is the sound working okay now? Right, okay. Somehow after leaving it in charging all night, it's gone dead. So I'm gathering maybe the cable wasn't in right or something. There's no wind today, so we should be all right without it. So sorry about that. I didn't understand why that wasn't working. It come on and started connecting, so apologise. So, well, as I was just saying, beautiful day. It's going to be 16 degrees today, which is 2 degrees above the record for this time of year where I am. And unlike some records that we break, it feels it. It's a beautiful day in February, and you can have nice days in January, and you can have nice days in March and April and May, but I don't remember feeling a day in February that felt like April. And it is beautiful. I've got my coat and everything on. I'm already too hot. I've walked about 200 meters. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful day. If you're in and you can't decide whether it's as warm as it looks, it is. It's beautiful outside. I don't know about where you are, but weather tends to be localized, but where I'm at, it's been nothing but raining. I mean, all this here has been covered in water for the longest time. I mean, right up to there. And it's just to have a day like this, much needed for the brain, for the psyche, everything. I wanted to talk to you about Paul Burgess mainly today. The guy that if you're trying to place, Vindicator showed a video with him in yesterday, which should give you a point of reference, and I'll give you another couple of points of reference. Some of you will know him, but there's also some people that don't, and I feel like a responsibility to make sure that people remember, for a couple of reasons, which I'll come back to in a second. So Paul Burgess is the theme of today. Sound intermittent. It should be fine now. It should be fine now. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be fine because I've taken all the mics out. Let me know. Come on, this way. Come with me. Come with me. Stop. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. It's fine now. Okay, cool. No problem. No problem at all. Stay there, Sue. Stay there, baby. Stay there, baby. See a shadow, Sue. Wait. Wait. Let me check it out. Okay, go. Good girl. Sorry about that. So, what a day. Get out there, guys. Get out there. What a day. You may not get another day like this to April, you know? So, get out there. Yeah, so I want to talk about Paul Burgess. But before I do, I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe 6 months. Whatever else. I made a video that was a knee-jerk reaction video. It was an angry video. It's one of the very few I make where, and don't worry, I'm not entertaining trolls here. I just want to make an example. But it's probably one of the few videos where I've ever kind of let vitriol take over the video. And I was called out for it, by the way. Unlike other people who will eliminate you for disagreeing with them, even if you've been on their channel, like you've been on mine 7 years. A lot of people fell out on me over a video that I made. How many of them did I ban or fall out with permanently? 0. We spoke privately. We spoke that, agreed to disagree when necessary. And in other places we came to, this is what friends and people that want to work together do. But the climate has changed. There's many things that have happened, both with Rupert Lowe, giving people new hope, all this kind of stuff. But also, a certain 2 clowns have buried themselves. Now, that's not my fault. What I will say is, yeah, it leaves me more free to speak now. Because 6 months ago when I made that video, again, the video was too aggressive. I will be the first to hold my hand up to it. But the difference is that video would be widely accepted now. And that's exactly what's happening, is I'm just talking the truth from my point of view, and people are subscribing and people are watching. The very same truths that if I'd said 6 months ago, because of the spell, if you like, because of the perception, people wouldn't have entertained it. They would have been too tribalistic because they would have thought they were defending good against us evil dividers. And they've seen that there's actually unity amongst us, humility amongst us, and as a result, yeah, they're subscribing. So, and the reason I tell you this is because I had someone come over the channel yesterday and talk about a failure to read the room. So when I used to have a big channel, like used to get some people used to come on and try and make their big point. That's fine, it's their free speech. But it used to look ridiculous because they were pissing in the wind, because most other people on the channel wouldn't feel the same way. So they would make them stand out rather than get their point across. They think everyone's going to flock to their defence because it would have worked 6 months ago, is my point. It's where I'm going with this. I'm not trying to shame the two Johnnies. I'm trying to talk about their lackeys who they have going around defending them like fanatics. Well, so this person came over to my channel yesterday without sufficient data about me, saying the term, I've known you for a long time. Now, when someone says I've known you for a long time, it's supposed to suggest there's some sort of hierarchy. You should make more time for them than whatever else. Unfortunately, this person forgot I know who they are. I know what narratives they've been involved with, which have been anti-me narratives for a very, very long time anyway. I also know that these people like to suck up to power, and they go everywhere they can trying to get the blue spanner because they actually believe it means something. I'm serious, by the way, they really do. I also know what channels they normally hang about on, and as I said in my earlier video, if anybody's got anything to say to me, then say it. Don't say it for your lackeys. Because I know how this movement works, and I know how people speak to each other, and it's usually not directly. I don't bite. I can be spoken to directly. But what I got was the usual slop of being told that I was angry, and I was this and I was that. And unfortunately for the person, the water, whether they didn't watch the video or whether they just had confirmation bias, or if they just thought that the temperature in the room was the same as it was months ago, they completely misread the room. And so the attempt to make me look like an angry, jealous, whatever else, all those points have been covered. Do you think... Paul claims he's lost money, so why would I be jealous of losing money? I do believe there's part of what he says is true. I know that Rich has not been making loads of money, I've seen it. So again, so exactly which part am I jealous of? The part where everybody in the movement's turned on me? The part, I don't know what part I would be jealous of. The part where people watch me fanatically, but I shut down all comments and any arguments to the contrary that I don't like. What's to be jealous of? Seriously? Yeah, sure. Would I like more viewers? Yeah. But as this person has been hanging around another channel, what they've done is they put the very tiny amount of knowledge they know about me together. And of course, when you do that, 2 and 2 comes up to 16.5. So they've assumed I'm sort of on this angry tirade, and they couldn't have got it more wrong. Oh, in fact, sorry about that. In fact, it was me holding out, still is, me holding a hand out to Richard, because I know Richard. And as I said, even in the post I made to him, ultimately he's not an evil man. So, if he was, I wouldn't hold that hand out. The reason I haven't held that hand out to Thorpe is because I don't know him, and I've offered my hand out into the pastor, slapped it away. So that's fine with me. You know, I'll do it once. So what I will tell you is it's very abnormal. Again, I'll say this one more time. It's very abnormal when you're on a large channel to go and argue with channels that, like mine, 470 subscribers, and you're making videos, and what they think I don't know is WhatsApp posts about me making a big deal out of it. Like, at the amount of subscribers I've got, you really shouldn't even be thinking about it. But the fact that they are, the fact they got little spies over here, you're just flattering me. You're just reminding me, oh yeah, I was good at this once, and I can be again. And you actually weren't any good at this, because you cheated. Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember my place in the pecking order, and yours. So, this person come over to accuse me of being jealous and this and that. Unfortunately, the last time that claim was levied about me, I wasn't jealous, but I was full of anger and vitriol, and you know, so had it been the last time when you guys, my own audience, called me out, fair enough, because I was more angry than factual that day. But what I did yesterday was I pulled my punches. I offered peace where some would say they deserve none. I deliberately said I don't begrudge people having money. That would be, hey, come here. That would be absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time, I don't like being preached to by people who've got money about suffering without it. You know, it's a bit like when the government says we're going to go through this together. Yeah, right. You know, so that's what I mean by that sort of thing. It's like, don't talk about suffering with me because you don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, that's all I can say. So that when you get past the jealousy claims and everything else, you realise, oh, this is a bit like the left. Just, it worked last time, accused me of being jealous and bitter and angry. This person said that I was, what was it? I was attached. This is where I know what channel she comes from. She said that I was attached to the work that I'd done with Tommy in the past. I was, but that was now, finished the bulk of that, let's say 3 years ago, and I've done just the odd few jobs here and there since. So you're talking about quite some time ago now. I couldn't give a bollocks anymore. I don't give a fuck what anybody, whether they remember me for that work or whether they don't. It's ancient history. And if I sit here worrying about yesteryear's achievements, what does that make me today? An echo of my former self. This brain box also said, oh, look at your channel. Oh, you see you're struggling now because you used to have thousands. It's like, yeah, it's a new channel, bitch. It's a new channel, bitch. I've still got the 20k channel. I buried it. If it's still there, if you want me to get it out and embarrass you, like, do your fucking homework. It's not hard to find out a bit about me. If you're going to do attack, do it properly. Do it properly. Don't end up being more singed by the fucking counter-attack because you've got no facts. Because you knew the barest amount. But because you're in the Thorpe shield box, you thought you'd come over, you thought it'd be as easy as saying, you're jealous, and everybody would pile on. And what did I say to you in that comment section? I said, look, from 6 months ago, look at the difference. Not one single person, not one, came to your defence. In fact, they all started liking my comments. And what's more, someone came on and absolutely said the things I wouldn't, and ripped into the pair of them, like really destroyed them. I'm not going to name him, he might not want to be named. And he really said all the things that I couldn't. So, and where was the answer to that? I didn't have one. So it's like, these tactics don't work anymore. Saying people are jealous, but these two really aren't making any money. Yeah, I'd like to be in Spain. But I'll tell you what, I've tried to explain it to you again and again. It's not my fault if people don't understand body language. Look at the body language, look at the behaviour. Do they look like the happiest men in Britain right now? Right. Do you think I would want to be them as a result of that? No. So where's the jealousy? There is none. I wouldn't want to be them. For the fucking love of money, I wouldn't want to be them right now. Right, they've really made a big mistake. I I would not want to be them because I wouldn't know how to get this out of the situation they've got themselves in. That's the honest truth. I have no idea. So you can throw the jealousy idea out the window. The hatred, I don't really hate anybody. That's the honest truth. I'm passionate in my videos, but someone who's seen my videos for years, I think this person said, who's been around for years, who's known me a long time, you can go straight back to 2018. I was always passionate in my videos. That's what's been missing, is the passion. I was always passionate in my videos. But there's a difference between the passion, because if anybody ever used to accuse me of getting angry, right in the middle of a live, I would just calm straight down and go, look, I'm not. I'm just passionate. This person already knows this, because they've been around, as they like to remind me, long enough to know. So they got the channel wrong, size of my channel wrong, they got me wrong, they got you wrong, badly, because they thought you were going to pile on. Of course you're not. Of course you're not. It's got nothing to do with my, well, I say it's got nothing to do with my popularity. Yeah, some people have actually accepted maybe Tom wasn't so bad. Maybe he wasn't what I thought he was. I've had some of that. But some other people are just like, sick of being lied to. Sick of being used as pawns. It's that simple. So, Vindicator Paul. So I just want to say, you want to send your goons over, send them over in numbers, or come and face me yourselves, or fuck off, because you don't affect me. You don't affect. I'll make this video to you today. Consider it an answer, or consider it a warning. And that is, anybody who understands Zero News knows that we don't mess about. We don't have long protracted arguments with people, because we just speak the truth, and the truth doesn't leave people many places to run. So they can back off, or I can take them out in front of everybody. It's their choice. I don't care. I literally don't care. It'll give me drama views. Not really what my channel's about, but if they want to do that, that's fine. So, but common sense should say they won't want to do that. So that's where I'm heading with that. Don't think that as a like, oh, this is what I want. Common sense says it probably won't happen because of that. So Paul Burgess, you saw him on Vin's channel when Vin was replaying some things that he said. Now, if you know who Paul Burgess is, you're off to a flying start. If you don't know who Paul Burgess is, he was when I met him. And Paul, if you do see this, I doubt you will, but if you do see this, I would love us to get back in contact again, mate. I only fell out of contact with you for stupid reasons, really, but nothing really to do with me and you. I'd love to get back in contact again. He was the only person I could ever talk to about the weather and about climate change and other things where he would have a scientific background knowledge. As I said to you, I've done a lot of study. I've done a lot of study, but there was a ceiling I couldn't get past. When we got to the mathematics, I had problems. So there's a ceiling with the weather I can't get past. I don't think this guy's got any such problems with that. But he was with For Britain. So when he was with For Britain, if some of you may remember, I was interviewing Anne-Marie Waters. Yeah, I was such an angry guy, I was interviewing people. Crazy. So I was interviewing Anne-Marie Waters, and also started to interview her party members to give them exposure. Because back then I could. And again, I will again. That's what the ultimate purpose of building up a channel is, so you can give people a platform, right? Deserving people. So Paul came on a few times, and what amazed me with Paul was he wasn't a articulate politician that could bullshit his way through a conversation. He would have fell short had he have tried that with me, but he's not that kind of guy. He's a guy with facts who won't speak out of his lane because he won't speak without the facts. And he is a great, I don't know if he's an actual full-on scientist or what, you'd have to ask him, it's been a long time. But he comes at things from a proper scientific point of view with tons of knowledge. And he came on my podcast, for instance, and broke down exactly not just the faults with the renewable energy, such as things like the wind farms. He would go down exactly as to why they were more dangerous than anything we're using from the old school. And he could prove it. And the climate change claims that have been made. There's things he could break down scientifically that prove so many things. But he's also not a weather conspiracy theorist. He's actually got his foundations in science, which is why I respect him so much. And he's always been a scientist stroke information guy, rather than, I'd say, politician in terms of talking. He wasn't someone to avoid a question, he's one to take it head on. So bear in mind, for Britain, didn't end in the best of ways because they kind of dropped it on everybody. Paul Burgess, when that all ended, as far as I'm aware, didn't say a bad word about For Britain. He didn't say a bad word about anybody, because it's not who he is, it's not his style. And this is where I was getting to if you've hung on this long. It's just not who he is. I don't think he could if he wanted to. He's confident, and when you challenge him on stupid facts that don't add up, he will rip you to pieces for it. But so he's confident, but if you're not a natural liar, then you're not going to be confident at it. He's not. So he never said a bad word about For Britain when he left. The fact that he's coming out, they're saying the things that he said in that interview about the college and everything else, that to me meant more coming from him than it would have done from a hell of a lot of other people. Because there's other people I would have looked at and said, what political angle are you coming at this from? What's in it for you? You know, why trash this person now? What's in it for you? With Paul Burgess, he's the type of person I can say nothing's in it for him. Like, except the truth. This guy is aiming for the truth and aiming for decency. So he's one of the very few people in that sphere that I could truly say I trust. So Paul, I mean, I know I haven't got the biggest channel at the moment, Paul, but you're always welcome back on. Or that's actually something got on my sleeve. It'd be even bigger if you ever did want to come back on. If you don't, no problems. Literally no problems. I wouldn't take offence to it. But I just think people need to remember who Paul is, because I've never seen him complain about anything or anybody. So for him to come out of this situation and tell people what he had to deal with and what the conditions were like, means that they were probably worse than he's saying. That's speculation on my side, for full disclosure, but it probably means things were worse, because he's a typical Brit. He's going to undersell it, he's going to minimise it, because he's just not that type of guy. And so I just want to say, from my own experience with him, he's honourable, he's just not your typical liar, he's not any of that. When you talk about Paul Burgess, you have to sort of shine up a little bit and put a bit of respect on his name. But if you don't know him, he's well worth looking up. He really has some great knowledge. And I'd say he's been, at other times he's been quite celebrated, but at times he's been one of the most undervalued people in this movement, when you consider that we don't have many raw science people, and he is one of them. And he comes with his facts ready loaded, and they're not convenient facts that fit in a slot, they're just the truth. And he's a really, really good person to have on your side. Yeah, so anybody mismanaging him, like I say, he's got a strong personality, but he's easy to get on with. So anybody mismanaging him, to make him come out and speak ill of them, it must have been pretty bad. He's just not the guy to do it. He's not the guy to do it. I guarantee you things are worse than he said, because he's just not the type. Which says everything to me. So people can come on, or one person can come on and troll, but it's like the old days. Whether I got the 470 subscribers I got now, whether it's the 20,000 I had before, the same thing applies. I don't make the truth. They don't make the truth. The truth is the truth. And the reason that people aren't deserting me en masse at the moment, the reason that people don't agree with these idiots that come over and make these stupid statements, is because they've seen it all before, heard it before, sick of being lied to. So if you want to come over my channel and make a fool of yourselves, just understand, especially coming over one by one, everybody's laughing at you. Yeah, it's not the way it was. You don't get to drop a bomb on my channel and everybody just dives on it and says, yeah, that's out of order, Tom, because I don't believe it's out of order anymore. Right, you've lost the propaganda war. Not that I wanted any war or was involved in any war, but my point being is, for no reason whatsoever, people have taken it upon themselves to defend other people. So it's not even their fault, by the way, that the actual people themselves, in some cases, people have taken it upon themselves to defend them with their life, even though they don't know them. And the result of it is you make a fool of yourselves and you're endeared to no side. That's what people don't realise, is when people throw themselves at a person to defend them, oh, they'll thank you on the screen, but I hear the things they say when you're not on screen. But watch out for that one. She's a bit, whoa. She's a bit, yeah. That could end up being a stalking situation. I'm not saying that. This is the sort of things that will be said about you. Because, in fairness, there's some truth in it. It's like, well, why are you defending me so much? You don't even know me. You know, it gets a little bit scary. So, like I say, it's just one person. So it's not like I'm inundated with trolls. That's what's upsetting people. That I'm not getting voted down. I'm not getting smashed down. I'm not. Well, tough shit. I haven't changed. Here's the real ironic fucking thing. I haven't changed. I'm being accused of being angry and all this. I'm the same fucking person the whole time. The only thing is, as I said, I've tuned things up a little bit to remember that the whole reason I had very little filter was to speak truth. So instead of holding back for certain people, I'm letting a bit more out. But the fact of it is, I haven't changed. I'm not the one who's changed. I'm not the one who joined the woke right. I'm not the one who started to think that I was above criticism. I'm not the one who started sending bots and people out to people's channels to attack them. I'm not the one that even now has got attack dogs on other people's channels like mine, trying to get us to shut up. I'm not doing that. You see what I'm saying? I don't participate in any of that. I'm not the guy that lines up my live streams to start 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after someone else's so I can steal their numbers to prove some kind of point. I don't do that. In fact, you guys know that I will deliberately go out my way to avoid even Paul and Richard's live streams because I don't think it's the right thing to do. So I will avoid everybody's live streams. Certain people don't avoid mine. Disrespectful. But it's fine. It's alright. It's alright. But I always make sure I avoid their live stream times because some of them I know, for instance, have been attacked. Like, I don't know if they will appreciate me saying it or not, so I'm not going to say a name, but there's a guy I know. He's been attacked a lot, like with people targeting a time slot deliberately because he was doing well in it. And they tried to wreck it for him. So, you know, there are people that know where I'm coming from here. When you've got your content harvested and everything else, it's bad enough. But then when they're trying to, you know, when they're trying to outmaneuver you with the lives, it's like, Jesus Christ, it's 24 hours in a day. Why are you determined to fuck with me? And it is. Beep, beep. It is being determined to mess with you. That's what it's all about. So again, where is my wrongdoing in all of this? All I've done is spoke. As I've said repeatedly, I can stand here throwing eggs all day long. Hey men, great to see you. I can stand here throwing eggs all day long. Thing is with eggs is that they've got a shell and they've got a soft inside. If nothing I'm throwing holds, it'll just crack straight off and fall straight to the ground. Which is why people called me out the last time. This time, they've used their own eyes and ears. They don't need my opinion because they've already made their own mind up. I still cannot throw any eggs from the sidelines that will make any difference. You can't have it both ways. Either I'm too insignificant a channel now and I'm jealous to make a difference, or that's all a lie and I do make a difference. But you can't have it both ways. You can't accuse me of being bitter and having a small channel and at the same time say that I'm having this big effect and I'm doing all these nasty things. You can't have it both ways. Either I'm a little channel that has no effect, or I'm a little channel that has a lot of effect, and that's why it's upsetting you. Make your minds up. Make your minds up. You want everything to be true at once, if it suits you. I tell you what, right? When I got to 10,000 subscribers, Do you think I would watch a channel with 500 people on it? Unless it was someone I knew personally. No. Not because I'm judging them. Too many short hours in the day, too much work to do, so you go for who you know, right? So, if you're a content creator, your time is usually spent between recording, editing, researching. It's just an endless loop. When the fuck do you get the time to sit and hate watch through hours of other people's content? That's exactly what happens. People sitting, like my channel, 470 subscribers. That's kind of embarrassing for me compared to how it used to be. But that little channel's got some people scared. My God, what are they going to do when I get back on my feet? If they're scared now, it's ridiculous. And the other thing they need to think of is, when I got my channel big before, did I ever use it for evil? Did I ever use it for bad? Did I ever use it to ruin anybody or try and ruin anybody? What did I do with that channel? Actions speak louder than words. I used that channel to be able to get my stuff in every place that mattered. So like the Urban Scoop connection was good because I had a channel that had a certain reach. They had a channel that had a bigger reach. We were trying to get messages out long term, globally. I put myself in that position with the help of you guys. So, far from being bitter, we had a great network of people that I could climb up that network, and even if I couldn't get a video out for a distance myself, I would go to someone else who would get it out. And I wouldn't speak about that much because it wasn't about the credit, it was about the story. Always. So, yeah, I've done a lot of things like that, but again, these are past things. But what I've got now going for me is that I'm truly independent, both in thought, so I'm not part of a cult where I just say everything this person says is great, otherwise you're a cunt. I don't live by those rules. Everything that person says, I'm going to listen to, and I'm going to criticise what I don't like. I have the right to do that. It doesn't matter whether I like them, support them, dislike them, hate them. The approach is the same. The approach is the same. If it's someone you believe is bad, you're doing it to discredit them, to show people what a liar they are. If it's someone you believe is good, you're doing it because, like I've said to you a million times now, you keep your leaders honest. This camera and the fame that comes with it corrupts people's minds. Their egos grow. They start to think they're more important than they are. You've just seen an example of this. When people start to think their shit don't stink and think that they're above scrutiny. Your job is to make us all feel heavy scrutiny. Make us feel heavily scrutinised. Not to be horrible or mean for the sake of it, to keep us honest. Because let's be honest, none of us have earned that from you. None of us, not one single one of us have earned your full trust. Because we've not moved the movement forward. We've not had the big string of successes. You should trust none of us until we start getting things moving forwards. We need to earn your trust back. This movement as a whole has failed you in many ways. All of us need to earn your trust back. Every single one of you. And we do that by actions. Even if those actions can't be that much. As in, like me at the moment. Hopefully this summer I can get more places. I can't get many places at the moment. But the content I produce and the things I talk about matters. So it's like, what do I choose to do? Do I choose to make it a drama channel now? Of course not. You know, that's not me. But that's what people, the decisions that people come to. No, we keep going for the truth. That's what we always do. But I hope all of this is going to bring the cream to the top. Seeing Paul Burgess around again, great. Seeing people of quality come out reminds me of how many good people that there were floating around when For Britain was around, who really were talented people. And so, you know, there's a lot of people out there that could do some real genuine good for this country. So I do think hope comes out of this. And that's why I really do laugh at the idea that I'm full of hatred and everything else. I'm full of passion, and I'll call you a cunt as look at you. If you're abusing me, absolutely. I'm sorry for my language, but I'm just being raw and real. But at the same time, nah, I'm not full of hate. I had a chip on my shoulder for a while. See, this is what people don't expect. They don't expect the raw honesty back. And when I give them the full raw honesty, they're fucked. They've got no ammunition. So here's the truth. Yeah, for a while I had a bit of a chip on my shoulder. And I think everybody knew it. I felt like it wasn't so much Paul Thorpe. I put it onto him. It wasn't Paul Thorpe. It was the fact that so-called friends, when I came back to the movement, didn't want to know. Because I didn't have the big channel anymore. Certain people didn't want to speak to me purely because of my lack of status. And other people just ignored me until they needed me because they felt that they could treat me like that. So yeah, when I came back, I had a fucking chip on my shoulder. I was disrespected. I was treated like shit by a lot of people who I'd helped grow their channels, who I'd literally helped when they were nothing like me. And so yeah, I had a chip on my shoulder, which was fucked a lot of you then. And don't get me wrong, I realised I was wrong to have this attitude, but my point was, fuck a lot of you then. If you're not going to give me no respect, then I'm going to claim it for myself. And I'm going to remind people what I've done. It wasn't the right approach, but I did do that for a while. Because of the level of disrespect that I received when I came back. What I realised afterwards, and a lot of what people have pointed me out to since I came back, was I was under attack on my website, on my YouTube channel. They were doing all crazy stuff to my channel, even though I'd only just come back to the movement. And it was them that made me realise, like, what are they frightened of? Why would you be attacked on your first days back to the movement? Like, you've been out so long. And it was true. It was true. Like, I've never wronged anybody. Never hurt anybody. And yet, all these people were trying to fuck with me. Even when I've opened this new channel up now, someone's been fucking with the numbers. So, yeah, what are they frightened of? What have they been frightened of? So now I don't see it the way I saw it before. The chip's gone off the shoulder. I think pretty much from when Vin came down, a little bit before that, but leading up to that and after that, I think all the chip fell off the shoulder. What I'd done in the past was what I'd done in the past. And it holds no weight now. And in a way that also gives me a fresh start as well, because people don't expect certain things, and I'm better than that. Whatever role I had in the past, to be quite frank, I was underutilised, and I can do far better than what I was offered. So, and I'm just being real, yeah, because of one incident, nobody ever trusted me to do the full thing. Which if they had done, I could save them a lot of money and done a really good video for them. But hey, everybody's got their choice to make. They made theirs. No hard feelings. But yeah, you know, but other people have capitalised on my skills. And sometimes you see that credit, sometimes you don't, because I don't need a credit. That's the point of helping each other. So this angry guy that hates everybody, who's jealous of everybody, has launched other people into really good podcasts. And you don't see me on here slagging down. I'm not going to name him because it's like I'm trying to make myself look good. But there's people out there that are doing really well. Not because of me, but I was part of their journey. Do you think I hate them? Come on. The disappointing part about watching all of this is the fact that it's going on the right. It's the fact that we have to tolerate the arguments going on the right. I don't like it because of the fact that we shouldn't all be arguing. We should be on the same side, which is why I held my hand out to Richard, who still hasn't taken it, by the way, counting the days. So, and I want people to understand that, because there's a big opportunity moving forwards. Go, for us to actually explore the truth and explore the real possibilities and what we do to solve the problems in this country. Even the tribalism's breaking to a point. I mean, people are always going to be tribal at the moment. But in terms of being all this or all that or all this, I'm seeing a lot more people now saying, I'm going to see what happens here. Which is actually a really measured approach. Because we don't know what happens in 3 years. There's a lot of people saying, I like both guys, I'm going to see what happens. It's not a bad approach to take. Rather than this fanatical, I must comply attitude. It's like, no, you mustn't. You don't have to comply. You have to weigh up, well, you don't have to do anything, but you'd be best to weigh up your options. See closer to 2029, and see what you think about it then. Remember, I think Dave, said it in one of the live streams, and I think it's really important. I think it's really true. He said, as voters, we've got to be whores. You know, and it's true. A political party is not a club. It's not a cult, or it shouldn't be. The membership idea, whatever, I understand they need the money. But my point being is, it shouldn't be a narrative that holds you by the throat. And that's why, you know, being outside of that bubble and being able to be discerning and decide for yourself what's good and bad, it's going to give you the best results. You're going to be voting for people you actually, you know, imagine this. Imagine having an election in 2029 where we're actually voting for people we want to be in power. Think about that. Whilst people are accusing me of being full of hatred and everything else, they're not, right? Most people aren't. I'm just taking a piss. Think about that. You might actually be voting for someone, regardless of whether it's Ben or Rupert. You could be voting for someone who you genuinely want to see in power. When was the last time that happened? Truly. I mean, you may have settled for second best in the past, or what you thought was good and then ended up being dog shit. But when was the last time that I've seen the country galvanised behind two forces like this? I don't remember the last time. I don't know if there was a last time while I've been alive. But I'll tell you, it's exciting because I see people mobilising towards these two parties, and it's exciting for me to see because, and this is what I mean, this is why I don't understand the hostility of the others, because if you really look at this from the outside pointing in, regardless of what happens, you've got two big parties now that could well still end up being one. They've got the British people on one side or the other. People like both guys. If done right, sorry about the camera for a minute. If done right, this could be the biggest coup in political British fucking history. Because no party would have come from nothing to win an election like that. I don't think ever. So the odds are against them, but only because we've never been in this situation before. Are people really going to go into those polling booths and still vote Conservative and still vote Labour after everything they've been through? Possibly. There is actually a chance of that. But there's a bigger chance now than ever before that if they don't want civil war, if they don't want these things, they may actually go in there and take a chance. That's what we need. And if let's say these two groups can't raise enough money to have a candidate in each area or put the same effort into each area, this is where they should work together and strategise the areas they're going to have. Even strategise for the possibility of a coalition. But what I realised yesterday was, at the moment, egos are hot. There's also a lot of people whispering into their ears. Because I heard some stuff that Rupert said as well, and it sounded just as lacking hope in terms of joining forces with each other as Ben Habib did. Maybe Rupert was nicer about it, but it still didn't sound very hopeful. But this is now. And I think that Ben Habib's got to try and fight for the integrity of his party because from other people's point of view, it was taking a broadside. So you don't want to merge with another party whilst... I'm just trying to do the thinking part of this. You don't want to merge with another party whilst yours might be perceived as weak because it means you have to make more concessions, right? And then on the other side, you've got Rupert who needs to prove the worth of his party because it's just turned up. So by merging with another party straight away, he would then be giving over all the power because he wouldn't have earned anything. So it actually makes sense for both parties to stay separate entities for the time being, and perhaps further down the line, closer to the elections, then link back up again. I'm hoping they do, and I'm hoping that what's happened now is a bit of an ego thing, but it's also both people realise this would be a bad time. There's a potential bigger loss than there is a gain. But if people keep the sentiment they got at the moment, and rather than going tribal, if they realise that they do want both of these guys and they keep that sentiment, they'll have to join together because the people will make it happen. The people will make it happen. But we've got to see that these two survive the 3 years yet, because that is the biggest danger, is putting your hopes in people that may not make it there. Not for their own fault either. And then, like I say, pressure needs to be put on them come the time. But I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this every fucking podcast. You need to demand they remove the online safety bill. You need to demand all the things that have been done to us be undone. Otherwise, we're going to continue living in tyranny, regardless of whether they get in power or not. It all needs to be reversed. I've said this before, but I'm going to keep saying it again. It needs to go in their manifestos. We are going to undo everything Starmer did. All the laws, all the human rights violations, everything. It all needs to be done immediately, like on day one. That's the minimum they should do before anything else, because those things could be fixed. Okay, not without spending money, but those things could be fixed without a single boat having to dealt with anything. It could be fixed via law, and we would stop blocking websites. All kinds of things would happen without having to take too much physical action. So it could be done on day one. They could repeal all the stuff with Starmer and everything else, have people negotiating business again. This could all be fixed in 6 months. So it's well worth doing whilst the rest of the government is dealing with the immigration problem and everything else. There's no reason why a government can't do more than one thing at once. So again, whether it's reform, who I don't believe have got our best interests, whether it's advanced, whether it's Restore UK, I want on their manifestos for them to say they're going to undo this shit. Until they do, I'm not going to vote for either of them. Like the mass migration and everything else may be the most important issue, but it's still not enough for me. We're living in an iron curtain. I want it taken down now. Otherwise it becomes permanent. I will not vote for anybody that doesn't make it clear that this is going. By the way, if any of you see that, before I do, please let me know. Because if one of the parties says, we're going to get rid of all this, that's the party I'm backing. But until then, they've got a lot more to do to prove themselves to me. And you may say, well, they've got to prove to you. They've got to prove to me to get my vote. Until they're prepared to take these issues on, head on, rather than continuing the ratchet system, I don't want to know. These things are the first things we need to be fixing. Day one, remove right to claim asylum for illegals. Scrap online safety bill. Yeah. And that is how easy it would be, by the way. Snap. Money? Would it cost money? Yes, it would. But it wouldn't cost that much money because a lot of times you'd just be changing computer systems. So we're blocking websites. We're blocking so many billions of dollars coming in and out of this country at the moment. Snap overnight, it ends. It's not hard to take it out. Mate, from what I've been learning, Restore needs to stay well clear of advance. Oh, hang on a minute. Don't think advance will be around in 3 years. I didn't like to say it, but I'm going to be honest. I felt the same thing. I feel like was everything that's happened recently, and that video of Ben Habib's and other stuff, I don't think they're going to be around in 3 years either. Especially if the Joker 2 are involved at the top of it as well, because we know that from previous ventures that money isn't handled well. So, and that that those people aren't going to have any interest in then doing anything if they don't have some power, if they don't have some official position of power. So if they lose that, then we know they'll have no interest anyway. So I thought it was going to fold recently, and it didn't. But I do wonder if Advance is going to fold. I wouldn't be surprised. But then you'd think they want to go for a merger, wouldn't you? Just going back for your comments, guys. Can someone not... Oh, where's it gone? Spawn, where are you, buddy? Some cannot distinguish between honest criticism and hate. Honest criticism is valuable and it helps us be the best we can be. Right. The problem is for that person, Spawn, is they know what I'm about, but they haven't seen me really properly for a long time. Again, I know what channel they've come from, so I know who's behind them, and I know exactly who's put things in their head. They're not very smart, because if they would at least cover their tracks if they thought about it. But emotion and ego makes you do stupid things. So you now have betrayed a lot of people instead of just yourself. Not you, her. But the truth is, she knew bits about me from long ago. But the bits you should remember were the good ones. And it's a bit like a leftist tactic, mate. It's, oh yeah, say you're filled with hatred and jealousy because they think it's going to shut down the conversation. And at one time with these jokers, it did. But like you said, like people realize now it's valuable. It helps people develop their worldview. The criticism helps us be better, and people like that are becoming relics. So I would say to you that she probably did know the difference before coming on and saying those comments, and chose to go down that road anyway. Very leftist, even though she's not on the left. Just going back for your comments, so it may become more distant from now. Hey Min, good to see you. Monty, good to see you, Monty Jack. Don't fuck with the Zero News Army, absolutely. I can't quite see that. Oh, there we go. Hey Craig, good to see you, buddy. Can you see the chat moving on screen? Because sometimes it tends to move with me, and then I looked at other times and it doesn't. So it's hard to know what you're actually seeing sometimes. Hi, Getter. If you're still out there, Getter, we are heading towards 1,300 people on there. We've had a couple of streams recently that have pulled in over 1,000 viewers, which is more like we used to be on Getter. Please keep sharing. Please keep doing that. I know not all videos are hits. Some of them get cut off. But we will keep trying. We'll keep trying to give you the latest from the UK. There's a lot of stuff going on. Some of this stuff may be a little bit confusing, but the ultimate part of it is that we could be seeing a rebirth of politics in the UK that actually, let's just say, look at the good side, that actually saves UK politics from destruction of not only itself but the country. Prominent people within the movement act like lefties when they get criticism. They do. Like, I've had many people come to my channel and think that I'm going to delete their comments. Somebody said to me the other day, they wrote something about Paul and Richard, and they said, "Oh, I don't mind if you delete my comment." And they weren't being rude to me. They really thought, "Oh, you'll probably delete this to avoid the controversy." And it's like, no, but that's your point of view. You're a person in this movement. Like, I'm just a dick on camera. You're the person in this movement. Whoever you donate to or give your time to or whatever else, this is your movement. So I'm not going to delete a comment, whether you slag me off, whether you slag Tommy off, whether you slag Paul off. That's your opinion. You've earned that right. So I'm never going to be like that. I'm gonna delete things that are just mindless attempts to troll the channel. But that's it. If people are allowed to think what they want about people, that's their right. And yeah, that people think I'm full of hate or whatever else, but some people aren't even full of hate. Like, there's so many people, and this is what's not understood. There's so many people that came down and hard on me for going for certain people, right? And yet in the quiet spaces between, they agreed with me. They just felt awkward about saying it in public because they knew the tide would turn against them. Now the tide has turned. Those people are now coming out and saying what they really feel. You've got to understand something. I came back to this movement not last September, but the September before. I didn't have any issue with anybody. None. No issue with anybody. People in the movement, all the people out there, many of you, people out there, came to me in droves, in the hundreds. This fucking Paul Thorpe guy, this fucking Paul Thorpe. Until in the end, it got my attention. After about 6 months of just hearing it, fucking Paul Thorpe, fucking... I was like, okay, oh look. And then it started on about Richard. I never went out there looking for it. It was people coming to me, complaining to me over and over and over and over. Until the end, I thought, Jesus, this is a lot of people. I'm going to take a look. So I never went out looking for any of it. They managed to piss so many people off. Those people were coming to me, knowing that I tell the truth, going, Tom, what the fuck? And I was defending them at first. I was defending them. That's the worst part of it. Because I sort of knew Richard, and I thought, oh no, they wouldn't mean that badly. No, so I was defending them until I saw it myself. So... no, their numbers are about to shift, though. And I don't mean that horribly, but they are. And I really don't mean that horribly. I don't want to see failure for anybody. That's not what I'm about. I don't take what I do. You've got two ways you can be in life. You can look at someone else's success and you can say, right, I want that. So what can I be inspired by that they've done to make myself better? Or you can look at someone and say, oh, they don't deserve that success. And then you can rip at them and try and drag them down to your level. If you drag them down to your level, that's exactly what you've done. You've kept on the same level. So for me, it's about looking at people that have done better or are doing better and saying, what are they doing right that I should be doing? That's how you grow and learn. But you also have to take criticism in with that. The woke right are these people. You've heard me say woke right now for how long? Why was I calling it woke? Because they use leftist tactics like Nazi to silence people. And because in their chat and everything else, they're above scrutiny because you will get wiped or mass attacked for having a different opinion. That is why I've called it the woke right. Because it is. There's a certain group of people that will not be defied, will not be told. They can call you traitors, by the way, and have done. But they will not be scrutinised or criticised themselves. And if you try, they will either silence you or send their attack dogs after you. And that's exactly why I'm here saying the things that I'm saying. Send your fucking attack dogs. Because that only proves that you've got more and more to hide. The moment you stop with the attack dogs, the moment I'm going to go, okay, that's the last bit of orange to be squeezed out the orange, right? But while there's still something to hide, I'm going to still keep getting attacked. So the more I keep getting attacked, the more I just keep squeezing the orange. It means nothing to me. There's fuck all and fucking nothing in this movement to frighten me anymore. You can't frighten to take my channel away. It means nothing. You can't frighten to take any... Sorry about that. You can't frighten to take anything away. I don't know who that is. You can't frighten to take anything away. So, as a result, and you can't frighten violence towards me because I don't care. So there's not a lot you can frighten me with, and that's what's getting on people's nerves. I say people, a few people's nerves. Because I'm not, again, incorruptible. I've always said this to you guys, and you've always known it too. Incorruptible, the Freemasons have approached me. I've been approached by all kinds of people. Incorruptible. You'll be hearing more of that word soon. So yeah, I would rather stand in my incorruptible 470 people channel than I would live in this shit that other people are in right now. I know which has the less stress on it and is doing the most good. You landed the path for others to express their opinion. Yeah, exactly. And that's what, and people should feel the right to express their opinion, because you guys all are the driving force of the movement, the driving force of our channels, and your opinions are important. And when people start deleting your opinions or not letting you have those opinions, well, what are they frightened of? Your criticism makes people good. That bothered me. In our movement, there is no place for that. There's no place for that. You don't get that on Vin's channel. Vin will silence you if you're an idiot. But if you've got an actual argument to make, he's going to listen. Anyway, I've been going on. It's been 1 hour and 3 minutes. So that seems to be my standard time for stopping at the moment. Thank you for those that have come and watched. I do appreciate it. I know I haven't got a very big audience today, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to put the same effort in because I appreciate all of you watching. Thanks so much for watching. I am Tom Fury. This is Zero News. And by the way, look, we won't stick on these things forever, but while people keep poking the bear's happy to respond. I'm not angry, but they are, which means they're always going to be unstable and always open to being made fools of. Whilst they keep doing it, I will respond. But believe me, there's nothing more I want to do than get on with my normal work. But if they want to keep poking the bear's got all fangs and all teeth ready to go. That's up to them, innit? But I am, as I said, I'm not going to say this any more times. I've held my hand out as a gesture of peace. It's the last fucking time. It's the last time. Right, guys. Love you. Cheers, Vin. Cheers, Craig. Cheers, everybody that's watched. Cheers, anybody that does watch later on replay. You're all awesome. I'm Tom Fury. This is Zero News. I'm calling it day for now.